started singing in choir when I was 9 or 10 years old, and I just never really stopped. And I came to this understanding that singing isn't just something that I do. It's not just a hobby. It's not just something that I love, but it really is part of how I see myself in the world. My name is Ari Agha, and my pronouns are they and them. I am transgender. In particular, I'm genderqueer. What that means for me is that I am neither a man or a woman. I am not part man and part woman. I don't move back and forth between the man and woman ends of a binary. I am outside of that binary spectrum. Non-binary is another term that sometimes works for me. And I am doing a research project on how my voice changes with testosterone therapy, and that project is called The Key of T. So there was a lot of pondering and thinking, and eventually I came to Laura Hynes, my voice teacher, with this question, and it was really interesting. Her first reaction was, I really don't know anything about this.
I had never taught a singer who was going through testosterone therapy, so that was a new thing for me. And of course I said, sounds really interesting. What do you know about it? And what we learned pretty quickly is that there's very little research already out there on the topic, and what there is pretty unsystematic.
Part of my identity is being a singer, and another really important part of my identity is being a researcher. And so when it came to making that decision about studying this, it was kind of a no-brainer.
The research creation project that we're doing together is a combination of documenting Ari's voice transition on testosterone therapy, followed by an artistic performance creation piece that uses some of that information that we've collected about Ari's transition, and also delves into Ari's personal experience of the transition.
One of the biggest changes is with the voice, and that's great because a lot of the way people interpret our gender is based on the voice or sound of our voice. And so that was appealing, certainly. But pretty quickly after that, I heard so many folks had really serious problems with their singing voices. And so I was faced with that possibility.
Again, as you're tired, instead of letting that drive you around, let your voice be tired, and kind of...
I sort of gradually came to the conclusion that essentially I couldn't not transition. It was unbearable to keep living the way I was living. And so it kind of felt like, in the end, it wasn't that much of a choice. It's just for my own well-being, it's something I had to do.
Since performance is my bag, I suggested that we create a performance piece about their transition experience as well.
And she said, Ari, we have to have a performance around this. And I was like, do we though? Do we really? I'm a choral performer. I love to be on stage with, 29 of my best friends singing, but standing alone, telling my story is a whole nother thing.
Often trans voices are marginalized. They are often not allowed to be the experts of their own experience. And this was part of the learning curve for me as well in working with Ari, and one of the most fantastic parts of this journey, actually, for me. Learning that, I came into this project thinking, we're doing a performance piece. I can't wait to perform, what's my role? And what I quickly learned is, it's not my story to tell, it is Ari's story to tell.
Whenever somebody else is telling your story, they almost inevitably get it wrong. When you have the legal first name Suzanne, and you approach the security looking the way I look, The Key of T is about, I think at the simplest level, it's about my experience of how my voice has changed. I think it's about a lot more than that as well. And so I hope through our performance that you'll see me for who I am and understand my experience, and maybe be a little more comfortable with that.